One quiet Saturday afternoon, I was stretched out on the couch, lazily flipping through TV channels without paying much attention. In the kitchen, my wife Emma hummed softly as she worked on preparing a late lunch. The atmosphere was calm, the kind of ordinary peace that tricks you into believing nothing could ever disturb it. That calm shattered when my phone rang. The number was unfamiliar, but something in me urged me to pick it up. A cold, steady voice greeted me. "Mr. Taylor? Please, sit down." My stomach dropped. The caller introduced herself as Detective Mason from the City Police Department. Instantly, I shot upright, the color draining from my face. Emma peeked around the doorway, her brow furrowed with concern. "What's going on?" she asked. I raised a hand, signaling for her to wait. The detective continued, "There's been an incident. It's about your brother, Mark." My knees weakened, and I sank back onto the couch in shock. I hadn't spoken to Mark in nearly a year. Emma rushed to my side, searching my face for answers. I managed to whisper, "It's Mark, something's happened." Her eyes widened. She knew how strained things had been between us, yet she also knew I still loved him deeply. The detective explained that Mark had been found unconscious in a motel room under suspicious circumstances. They didn't think it was an accident. My thoughts spun wildly. Mark had battled addiction in the past, but I believed he'd been clean for over a year. At least, that's what I wanted to believe. I gave the detective whatever information I could and told her I would come immediately. Emma insisted on driving, knowing I wasn't in the right state to handle the road. The drive was suffocatingly silent. My mind was a storm of guilt, fear, and regret. All I could think of was our last conversation, a petty argument over money. I had told him to grow up and stop leaning on me. Those were the last words I'd spoken to him. Now, I didn't know if I'd ever get the chance to take them back. At the hospital, Detective Mason met us at the ER doors. Her face was serious but not hopeless, giving me a flicker of relief. She guided us to the ICU, where she revealed the truth. Mark had overdosed, but evidence showed someone else had injected him. This wasn't self-inflicted. When I entered his room, the sight nearly broke me. Mark lay pale and frail, connected to machines that kept him alive. He looked small, fragile, nothing like the brother I remembered. I stood at his bedside, fighting tears. Emma placed a steady hand on my back, grounding me in that moment. Leaning closer, I whispered, "I'm sorry," even though I knew he couldn't hear. Later, the detective explained they had surveillance footage showing a woman leaving Mark's motel room just before he collapsed. It wasn't random. Someone had set him up. The deeper they dug, the clearer it became that something organized, even sinister, was at play. In the following days, while Mark remained unconscious, I worked closely with the police. I combed through his phone records, reached out to the few friends he still had, and uncovered a disturbing truth. He'd been involved with a woman named Dana, someone notorious for preying on recovering addicts. She had a history of manipulation and exploitation, but no one had managed to prove her crimes before. During this time, Emma became my anchor. I never realized just how strong she was until I saw her stand by me for someone she hardly knew. She helped me draft statements for the police, contacted a lawyer, and even spent nights at the hospital when I couldn't bear to stay. After a week, Mark finally opened his eyes. Disoriented and weak, he blinked at me and murmured, "You came." My throat tightened. There were countless things I wanted to say, but in that moment, only one truth mattered: he was alive. Though the road ahead would be long, physically and emotionally, the wall between us had begun to crumble. Eventually, Dana was arrested and charged. Authorities discovered she was part of a larger operation that targeted vulnerable people. Mark had been fortunate, many others hadn't survived. That ordeal changed me. It reminded me how fragile life truly is, how quickly everything can turn upside down. Months later, Mark is now in a recovery center, making a real effort this time. We speak every week. Emma and I have grown closer than ever. That single phone call tore my world apart, but it also rebuilt something I hadn't realized was broken. Family, no matter how complicated, is still family. And sometimes, the darkest moments bring the deepest healing.